Welcome in, everybody, to episode 6 of our Farewell City. It's wonderful to have you here, and I want to thank you for joining me. On today's episode, we're going to be venturing across the highway to begin work on a whole new community. And that community is going to be focused around the development of Farewell's second major industry, which will be the forestry industry. We're going to head up into the hillside and carve out some fantastic work sites where the people of Farewell can help drive the economy of our town to new heights. Now, before we get started with all of that, there's a couple of important things you guys need to know about. First, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing 3 giveaways of Cities Skylines 2 Ultimate Edition in the coming weeks and months, leading up to the release on October 24th. So you should make sure you're subscribed to the channel and tune in to future videos so you can learn about how to become eligible to win a copy. Finally, if you're watching this episode on the day of release, Friday, August the 4th, then you may be happy to hear that I'll be doing a live stream that very same night here on YouTube, working on projects around our town of Farewell. And I'd love to see you all come join in on the fun so we can have a nice chat. And if you like, you can share your thoughts on how you'd like to see Farewell grow in future episodes. For now, you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, folks, as we begin today's episode, I wanted to just take a couple minutes to look back at what we've accomplished so far in our town of Farewell and the vibe we've got going on here. I really like it. It fits everything I dreamed of making when I began this series as the opening kind of town where it all began, so to speak. The high school vibe is perfect. The church and cemetery and the flow that goes into the forest and the orchard and all that kind of stuff. And just the feel of the theme of the housing is perfect. We've put together a lot of nice touches. We have some things left to do. There's obviously a little cleanup around the edges that we'll get to in a future episode and on a future live stream, which potentially, if you're watching this the day of release, it would be a Friday morning. That night, we will be doing a live stream, the first one on YouTube. And I want to work on downtown, or I call it downtown. It's kind of a common way to refer to this area. But when we talk about Main Street here, I want to finalize the exact look of it, historic. I want every building that's there to be ready, historical, and exactly the way I want it to look forever and ever and ever. And so we're going to work on that. I also want to work on the industrial area over here, maybe work a little bit on making the final look here look a little bit more cohesive with the rest of the town, and maybe work on our utilities a little bit and make sure everything's going well there. So that's the future. But what you may have noticed by now is I've actually put together a little bit of a theme for this episode, and that is our forest theme, because we're doing forestry stuff today, and it includes a whole new community outside the area that we're talking about in here. And as you can see, I've got this here. This is actually going to be our forestry theme, so I'm going to show you real quick. If you come in here, we have our Forest Brush Revisited mod. And as you can see, I've done a little bit here, but basically it's a mixture of trees. And I've got like 5 or 6 trees in it. And this is going to be the theme of the map. Okay, so the map came with the theme of basically this tree. And millions of them. They're all going to go. Eventually. And they're all going to be replaced by this theme of trees we have here, which I think is perfect. Nice little mixture of greens, some talls, some shorts, and I really like it a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over here, and we're actually going to begin a new community. It's going to be a small community. Maybe it might take up a similar space to this, but it probably won't have nearly as many people because it's not going to be, kind of gridded out and kind of people just crammed into a very organized manner. This is going to be a much more, hodgepodge kind of layout for where people will go and live. And it's gonna nestle up against the hills here, and up in these hills, we're going to do some forestry, and it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to like it. I think you're going to like it as well. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to increase the size and strength of my brush. Get it cranked up all the way up, because we're getting rid of all of these trees. Okay, there you go. So that's part of the plan. Now the next thing we want to do, actually, I'm going to go in real quick. Okay, there we go. I guess there's a little bit of oil spots on the ground where the oil industry is, and I wanted to get rid of those. We have no need for the oil industry in this space, and it was messing with my vibe. It was messing with my vibe. So I've gotten rid of some. I'm not going to do the whole map today, but this whole area I wanted to get done because this is going to be where our forest industry is, and I want it to feel like it fits with the rest of what we're doing here. So we have our farewell forestry brush. The size is fine. I'm going to move the strength maybe down to about half. And I'm just going to go in here real quick and kind of fill this area in with trees. Okay, folks, so there we go. That's the idea of what I wanted to do there. You can see the look and feel of that mountain now. It's completely different, and I really like the way it looks. We're going to need to clear out a bunch of the pathways to get. In fact, I went and did that, but we're going to have to clear out a bunch of space here because we're going to need a road to come in here, and then this space is going to be our community. Let me just go like this and get rid of some of this here for now, just so I can see what I can do as terms of roads and stuff. So I'm going to go in here and build some roads out, and then it's going to lead towards the forestry up in the hills there. So let's take a look at what we want to do here first of all. And first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of these roads here. And I also want to go in here because there's too many nodes. We need to get rid of these nodes. In fact, I want to get rid of basically all the nodes except for there. And then I'm going to add in one node exactly where I want it, which is hopefully going to be basically right in the middle. And then maybe we just play around with this. I kind of want to just make this look a little bit more, I don't want to say the word perfect, but a little bit better. More circular look. That looks not bad. We're going to live with that. And then we're going to come in here and I'm going to grab a road, and I think I'm just going to grab our yellow lane guy down the middle, and we're going to come out of here, and I kind of want to come out of here like this, kind of straight up into this direction here. Okay, so now that we have our main road coming off of the roundabout here, and we're ready to establish the roads of our city, let's jump in and take a look at the road that I want to try. And this one's an interesting one. It's the historic Main Street, and it's got a very interesting look to it. I think you're going to like it. I'm not sure if it's a little much for the area, though. I'm not sure if it's a little much for the area, so we're going to take a look at it. It originally came with trees in these little planter boxes. I'm going to put a different tree in because the tree that came with it was a very big, bulky kind of tree that didn't really fit our theme. But it's really nice. It's really nice, obviously. The original idea I had for this area is that these would be a couple of one-way streets with like maybe even some perpendicular parking or something like that on the outsides, but I could not find anything like that which worked for me, unfortunately. So we're gonna go with this instead. I don't mind. Whoops, excuse me. I don't mind the way this looks. Like I said, we're gonna have to decide if it's a little much, but I really like the way the brick looks, and yeah, the overall textures. I feel like it's gonna look really nicely what we're gonna do here, because what we are gonna do is we're gonna create a whole new district, and this district is going to be using the Green Cities theme. So I'm just going to start here. I'm just going to go up like this, and it's going to go up into the hills somewhat. I'm not sure if I'm making this a little bit too big. It doesn't really matter. But I think something like this is kind of what we're looking for. And we'll just go like that for now. We may extend it over here a little bit as well, depending on how much population we need. If we need more people to fit into this industry and we want them to be in the vicinity for their working, then we might do that. But actually what I need to do is come down in here, and I believe we need to do two things. We want to find the commercial here. This is the organic and local produce one, because this is going to give us the commercial products that are themed for the green cities, or the commercial buildings, I should say, themed for those buildings. And then there's the self-sufficient buildings. So we're going to do this one as well. So we're going to go bang, and we're going to go bang like that. So then when we zone in the commercial and residential in here, that is what we're going to see. So what I want to do is I'm going to jump in here right now, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out some roads that I have an idea about. And again, it's not going to be a grid, so a lot of you anti-grid people out there are going to be very happy. And when we come back, we'll get started on doing some zoning, and then we'll hit up the forestry industry. Alright, so there we go. We've made some fun and creative shapes, and we're going to have lots of room to fit in some new people for the living. Let's jump in real quick and do a little bit of zoning so that we can start. We're going to do it. Let's go here. Let's do a few up in here. What I do want to do is I want to be careful not to put too many too close together. I want this area to feel fairly well spread out, if you will. We can unpause it, I guess. Maybe we'll even turn the speed up a couple. Yeah, so I don't want this area to feel like the homes are kind of crammed together. I want it to have. Obviously, we've even got some space inside the zoning where we'll just have some trees, and maybe we'll create some park areas as well. So it won't feel quite so tight, and there'll be a little bit of appeal to living out here in that sense. Other things we need to do, we get some commercial in here, and I also want to make sure the commercial is also very well spread out. I mean, obviously you could just zone a straight line across here, but I don't want it to have that feel. I want to be able to create some little parks and plazas in between some of the buildings, and just have some open area. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to do something like this. Maybe at the end of streets like this you could have open areas. So I don't know, even I don't know. Let's not worry too much about it. Let's go with something like this. Something like that. This will get things started, and we'll come back and continuously just kind of put some more things in here as we need them. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is I want to come in and grab our dirt road, gravel, our rural gravel road, and we want to come in and yeah, that's good. We want to start to build a pathway up into the hills. As you can see, I've taken out all the trees because it's just so much easier to follow topography and respect the lines and put the stuff where we want it without them. And then I'll come in and we'll blanket this thing with trees afterwards. It's just going to be so much easier to do it this way. So, yeah, I'm just going to wind some roads up through here, and stay tuned. Okay, so there's some roads for us, which is good. And if we come in here, we've got a district to paint. So let's go like this. Industry area painted in here, as you can see. And we haven't gotten a specialty. In order to get a specialty, we must pick a building. So we're going to come in here like this, go to Forestry, and we get our main building in here. We're going to find our roads, and we'll do something like this, maybe. There we go. And so this is kind of like just an entry-level building to get in. You know, this kind of an office area, maybe you could say, it would come down to. And it's a little bit big and strong. Let's get that a little bit smaller there. And yeah, it'd just be a spot where people could check in if they're heading up. You know, maybe they've got some paperwork to file, or you know, they got to do something. But this is going to be kind of a simple building just to kind of enter into the space, and simple as that. Now over here, I want to start to put in some of our extraction. So we're going to grab our road again, and I want to draw some lines kind of straight up in here in order to. Let's go like here, and we'll go something like this, and then we're going to want to go across. It's not snapping to an angle. Let's actually just make this go a little bit further so that we can come down here and make another road across like this. That's not bad. And because what I'm really trying to do here is create some space where the trucks would go in and out of these tree farms. So we're gonna grab the tree farm in here, and we're gonna just lay some of these down on. I wish you could not have to look at this blue screen. There's probably a mod for that, but I'm gonna go like this, and maybe we'll put a couple over here like this. Maybe we'll even do one up in here, something like that. Maybe even another one. Maybe we continue this road. What I want to do is we're probably going to need a bunch. We're probably going to need like maybe 10 or 12 of these eventually. By the way, I hope you guys like the trees. I bobbed these. These are our trees. It's a big part of our theme for the whole map. Really like the way they look. So what I want to do is I want to come in here, and don't want to waste any time getting a small log yard down. I'm actually going to get 2 of these down, I think. So we're going to put one. Actually, the first thing I want to do before I do that, because I want to flatten this area out a little bit. So I want to go into move it here. I'm just going to grab these here, and I want to make sure they're the same level as this. And then I want to go in like this and grab this area. Maybe just turn these brushes up a little bit. And I want to flatten this out because this is going to be an important space here. It's going to be the log yard. So basically, when these trees get harvested, this will be a spot where the log yard they come to bring the log yards in. And what am I saying? They've come bring the logs into the log yard. Words can be hard sometimes, folks. I'm thinking a couple of these. I'm going to make this road a little bit longer, but I kind of want to make sure. Yeah, that's probably fine. I just want to make sure I follow the contours of the road here, or of the mountain. But I think this is probably pretty good. Let's come out here. I don't know. Let's come out to like there. I think we're respecting the contours there. And let's grab another one of these. And we got 2 of them now. What I'm going to do is, I got a little trick I want to try out here. I want to kind of combine these if we can. So if you go into Unified. Your Unified UI here, you go into Network Multi-Tool, and you can unlock things, unlock segments. So I'm going to click on this, and I want to unlock all of these pieces in between here like this. And I should be able to go through here now, and they're now no longer part of the building. And so then I can come in here with move it and kind of go like this, something like that. And I guess the biggest thing is we want to line this up here. Like that. Oh my god, every time I think I've got it, it comes off of it. My hands aren't as steady as they used to be. So there we go, we got 2 lumber yards, or log yards, whatever we're going to call them. And then we can actually come in here and grab our network fence for forestry. So we just got to find the forestry one here. There it is there. And we should be able to connect that up. It looks like I didn't do a very good job though. These seem like they may be a little crooked. Let's make sure we do this right. So, are they aligned in a straight line? I'm gonna say they are now. And then these lined up should. That's not bad. We're gonna live with it. So now as these fills up with logs, it's just gonna kind of make it feel like a whole one thing instead of like 2 separate sections. And we'll come in here and we'll do some detailing on that, of course, later on. And yeah, I'm gonna go maybe with at least one more of these, like along here. And I want to kind of line these up with one another a little bit, even though, because you can, as long as they're close enough to the road, it doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna fill in trees in and around this also. But yeah, eventually it's on a hill, but it still conforms nicely and looks good. Well, I'm starting with 5. You know, I was gonna say it's a nice round number, but yeah, we can fill this in area in more with those. But I need to unpause it, by the way, because I did do a little bit more zoning also. I zoned a whole bunch more. I don't know why, but I went around the outside. And we've got some more commercial in here. We're going to need more people to come work at the places with the stuff. So that's the plan. And then I want to come down here. We want to kind of create a sawmill area over here. And then that's going to lead down here to where some of the more advanced processing would happen. So I want a sawmill that kind of lives up in this area. So if we come down here like this, where's our road? There's our road there. Yeah, I like it. So let's go ahead and grab this, and we're gonna want to just push this all back here, something like this. Gonna want to get rid of some of these trees so we can see what we're doing. And yeah, let's just come on back here like this. I think that's probably enough space to get a sawmill in. We have a bunch of assets we want to include in this, so let's start off with looking for the things we need. Where is it? There it is. And let's get this out of the way. So forestry is right here. We have sawmills. And I'd like to use at least a couple of these. Let's just throw them down here and take a look at them. They are, they're pretty nice looking buildings, as a lot of this buildings are with the, whoa, little lag spike there. As a lot of the industry buildings are with this Industries DLC and that. They look really nice. So I want to kind of set them up maybe back to back here. So let's build some roads. And what I want to do is, I actually kind of want to orient these, because if you look at these buildings, they have, once they're working, they kind of shoot the planks out this way. So I kind of want to move them. So maybe this one could be oriented on this spot here. And then we've turned this one on here. And if we do that and leave some space, then I think what will happen is both of the the functional plank sections will come out this way, and the other one will come out this way, and they'll kind of both line up in an area where the give up plenty of space here. Don't want them right on here either. Want to leave some space in here. Ooh, hello. It's a buffalo. Hello, buffalo. Just checking out what we're doing. It's like, you guys cut down all my trees. Okay, sorry. I got distracted. I was going to say squirrel, but it was actually a buffalo. Comment in the section down below if you got that joke. Anyway. Yeah, here we go. So there's a couple of things there. Now we also have some other buildings we want to look at. There's if you go into here, I want to look at some forestry stuff that we could potentially use in here. There's a couple different sawmills. This one here is really nice. I actually got this off the workshop. Wouldn't mind putting a couple of these in over here, like this. I think this is the one. Yeah, they look pretty cool. Other options. There's a couple of other options, but these ones kind of have the feel that I'm kind of looking for. Some other buildings I was thinking about getting in. I was thinking about maybe something like this, kind of like a garage-looking area where some vehicles could be stored, and maybe we even do 2 of them. I don't even know. How many? Do they have a lot of them in place? 12. Okay. Maybe we'll do 2 of them. I don't know. Maybe it'll be overkill. We'll see. And then we have, what other buildings did I like? I kind of looked through these and got them off the workshop. And some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. This is kind of an interesting building here as well. Again, another place, kind of like maybe some equipment gets stored, or even materials. You know, maybe just, I don't know. Just a thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this looks pretty good. This is kind of what we want. There's also some other forestry buildings we could consider up here. And we haven't unlocked a lot of them, unfortunately. This one here is kind of interesting, and it has a lot of workplaces, and we do need a lot of workers. I saw this one. This is interesting because it kind of hits. It's got this thing over the top, but this part of the building actually, so it is the part that clicks to the road. So this kind of sticks over the road, which you don't really want. But it's an interesting looking building. I feel like this front area here, if we move this, what if we moved it like this? I don't know, something like that. And it could even almost be like an inspection area. Maybe like every once in a while when you bring a load in, you've got to like drop off some logs here and have them inspected or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it classifies itself as a planing mill small. But I don't know, just role playing the ideas out, right? The material is going to get it one way or another. But that's kind of like how I envision that little thing there. And then as far as orientation on these kind of have these logs going in the back here, and then they spit them out this way. So we kind of want to leave some space for the logs to get loaded in. So how do we want to do this? Okay, I think this is probably pretty good here. I'm trying to just think about it logically. Like, I like this kind of pipeline up through here being pretty consistent. It doesn't have to be exact, obviously. These buildings are completely different sawmills. They would have been placed at different times, whatever. But, yeah, this is pretty good. And then what we're going to do, actually, I saw that concrete there and it made me think. What we actually want to do is we want to come in here like this, and we want to paint. That's not too bad. Other things we wanted to look at too is there's some interesting little assets in here also. We have these here, which are very interesting. They feel like they could definitely kind of fill in, because they create workers as well, I think. Yeah, they're not a lot, but like 2 or 4 or whatever. But we could definitely use these in the space not only to create or to fill industry demand, which we don't currently have, but you know, we could also use it to kind of do some sort of a logical setup. Who knows for how these things could set up, but we could, you know, create some sort of a way to use them as part of the detailing, because we're going to come back in here towards the end of the episode. We're going to make this whole area look really, really nice and detailed up. But in the meantime, this kind of does the trick for a little bit of the stuff we want to see. So we'll be happy with that. Now that we've done this, we need more people. The people are moving in, but you can see here where our demand for people is cranking up because we've created all of these jobs, and now it's like, hello, where's the people? Good employment available. Apply within. So let me fill these in here a little bit more like this. Okay, there's a few more things zoned, getting filled in very quickly, but we've kind of hit the demand a little bit there, so we can't complain too much. Now what I want to do is I want to take a look at moving ourselves off of this hill and back down potentially towards this, because, you know, I want to do the rail. The rail's going to kind of reposition itself and come down through what will be the farming industry down in here, probably. Like the industry buildings for the farming section might be in here. I don't know, something like that. And then it'll come across, and we want to slide it somehow. We'll get it to come through here, and we want to do some sort of a industry setup with the rail here, with the wood or the forestry industry, bigger stuff down here. So we want to kind of work our way down to this, and then we have, what is our situation actually on, let's see, we want to see this guy here, right? So we have the workers, we just need produce resources until next level 171. Okay, so we need to produce more stuff, and we have the workers for the next level, but we got a lot of work to do. I'm going to turn the speed up here. Let's make sure that our city's not falling apart while we turn the speed up. Everything appears to be okay. Everything's going pretty nice. Everybody's pretty happy. Cars are zooming all over the place. Do we have any deficiencies over here? Sewage, kind of close. Health is not bad. Can't complain about anything going on there, so I'd say we're fine and dandy on that. Okay, so as these guys fill in over here, we want to try and find a way to maneuver ourselves down off of here. We don't want this to be a cul-de-sac either, right? So, wait, my game? Okay, sorry, I think it just kind of froze up there for a second. We don't want this to be a cul-de-sac, obviously. We're going to want this to slide down around here. Maybe it hooks back up with this and then slides down again. Let me come in here and grab the road. Okay, folks, we've hit level 2 in our forestry area, and we've unlocked some buildings here. One building in particular that's kind of important to me is the biomass pellet plant. We want to get this guy installed. We also have these small tree saplings. I'm kind of interested in potentially using these in some of the spaces in order to make it look like there's progression, like some areas have been cut down, things like that. So that could come in on the detailing side of things later on. But we do want to get this biomass pellet plant inserted as quickly as possible, and so let's do that. And we're going to put it down here. So I've extended this road out this way for now. Long term, I'm going to make a connection over here. The plan will definitely be, let me turn the speed down here. The plan will definitely be to make a connection out of here to come in, potentially even down this way more. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But I certainly don't want the forestry traffic long term to be running through the city. In fact, we'll when we get this hooked up eventually in the near future, this will actually have restriction. We'll put a restriction so that forestry stuff cannot go through there. So do not worry about that. For now, though, we have created a road. We did manage to get this road kind of down through the side here, so you can see it's no longer going to be a cul-de-sac, if you will. So City Planner Plays will be happy to hear that. We actually have a connection in here as well, you can see. What it did, I've actually forgotten. I didn't go through. I need to go through and clear out some of the trees that ended up on the roads. I did go back while we were waiting to get to level 2, and I put some trees back in to kind of make it look a little bit more like we want it to here eventually underneath that one. Yeah, so you can see we've got this road. It kind of winds its way down, respects the terrain as much as we can, and it makes its way down here and down into this space where we are going to hook up the level 2 biomass pellet plant. And we actually have we like the look of this thing big time. We like the look of this a lot. We might actually eventually have 2 or 3 of these, and we definitely have some things we can do to make this look a little bit better. We're going to have to level this out. So we have this here now, and it's going to we want it to link in. So I guess what we could do is go ahead and just draw a straight line right into this, and that'll do the trick. So potentially, I don't know if they will. I'm not sure if they would come this way, or potentially they could come this way. Maybe this is too winding. Well, this is winding as well. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll use this. Maybe they won't. If they don't, maybe I'll reshape it and see if we can get them to use it. Maybe make it a little bit shorter. At any rate, that's down, and we are on our way to potentially level 3. And let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. We're getting close on the workers. We need to put a couple more things in here. We're making timber. We're not making paper yet, of course. We're selling off some of our raw product because we're not making enough timber. So we'll have to do some balancing there. But I'm liking the way this is going here. Over in the city, we're having some issues. We're having some crime issues, and we're having all kinds of things. I'm sure there's all kinds of problems that people are having. So with our new town needing new services, take care of the crime, and they're gonna need everything. They need healthcare. They're going to need fire protection. They're going to need elementary school. I think we'll probably just stick with the high school we have for now in the region. Maybe we'll add one later. I don't know. But let's just jump in. Let's not waste any time. Let's do the things. I'm going to put in the doctor's office here. I don't want to use the same stuff over and over and over again in all the different places. So let's just stick this on Main Street down here for now. I always like this little asset. We can doll it up later. I like this little back section here. It's a little, it kind of fits the vibe of this area, so not bad at all. Let's get the police. Oh, we're gonna unpause it. We need lots of people. I need to zone as well. I need to zone. Oh my god, we need more people. All right. Yeah. Fire. We're gonna need fire protection. Let's get the Station 17. I really like the Station 17. Let's stick this guy. Trying to think. Let me stick the fire station there, and we're gonna want a police station, and I want to go with this one here. It's kind of got the same feel as the other one we used, but it's a little bit bigger. It's kind of got the same. I actually really like this one as well. It's a little bit more updated. It's a little bit more modern, but still like kind of old. Looks like 80s-ish. Whereas, of course, the one that we did over here is, I don't know, from the 60s maybe. I think it definitely was made by the same person. But yeah, this one makes do for now. But we won't have to have those guys head over here because we've got a police station. I think we keep them both on the same side here. Just going to keep them here for now. And we also want an elementary school. And I took a look at a bunch of them, and I kind of hemmed and hawed over them. I got a bunch off the workshop, but I like this elementary school here. The range is not good, so I want to put it up here along this road, so at least hits a few schools, or sorry, a few houses with its range. You know, I was going to put it here. I could actually put it, maybe we just put it kind of in the middle of the suburb and hit as many of the things as possible. Maybe we do that. I feel like that makes so much more sense. And then we could build a park around it, maybe. Maybe I put it right here. There it is right there. I like the look of it. Again, it'll be one of those things where I'm going to move it around here a little bit. We'll probably bob it and get some different trees in here and maybe do a park around it. We're going to have to do probably 2 or 3 parks. I like the idea of putting some parks in some of these open spaces as well. So we'll take a look at that. That'll be another episode. Elementary school in. Police and fire protection in. Healthcare in. So looking pretty good there now. We'll do parks and plazas and all that kind of stuff, like I said, another day. Just want the basics so that this place will grow, maybe level up 1 or 2 times, and give us a little bit more population. Let's take the time here real quick and jump in and do a little bit more zoning. Alright, so this entire half is zoned up pretty much. I might have to come in here and call a couple mulligans to put in parks at a later date, because I basically haven't left any space, and I definitely am going to want to put some parks in at some point. So we'll deal with that at a future date. Right now, I just need people to come work. We want to, if we can, get to level 3. Looks like we actually do have the workers level to get our workers ready here for the level 3 push. We just need to get the actual production out. So let's go ahead and turn the speed up a little bit and allow some more people to move in and allow the production to kick up another notch. Now, one other thing I wanted to take a look at, I mentioned it here earlier, we did unlock the let me do this first. Let me get my thoughts straight. We want to clear out some of this space in here. I've filled it back in. I wanted to take a look at the saplings. I think was it called the saplings? The different asset for the trees. This guy here. Yeah, the small tree saplings. I kind of wanted to take a look at this. That actually looks really nice. So there you go. There's some more stuff. We are getting much closer to the thing. We're actually almost there. So I'm gonna let this speed up and get that number, and we'll come back and we're gonna do some detailing, make this place look really nice, and then that'll be pretty much the end of the episode. Do we need more people? Yeah, we do need more people. So I'm gonna start to zone over here while we wait. So let me go do that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have not upgraded our forestry industry to level 3 yet, but I had to jump in here and let you guys know the big news, because Farewell is now a big town. We reached a population of 8,000 people. We've got a whole bunch of new policies we can probably get implemented here at some point. And now we have dense things we can do, which is very nice. And we have potential for universities now, of course. and all kinds of good things. All kinds of good things. So there you go. Big town in here. Also, while you're away, in addition to doing some zoning, I called the mulligan again. I just decided to get rid of that nursery one that was conforming, and just continue this. And I think that looks a lot better. I think it looks a lot better. So we're gonna go ahead and live with that and call it a night. So in here, we're getting very close once again. So when I come back, this will be done, and then we'll get to work on doing the things. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we finally did the thing we needed to do. Made it all the way to level 4 in our forestry industry. I was not planning on going this far. I thought level 3 was all I needed, but as it turned out, I needed level 4 to get the building I wanted. Now, I did delete the X'd out the congratulations screen, so I wasn't able to show you in there, but I'll show you right now. The engineered wood plant right here is the big one that I wanted to do today to get the planed timber going. And unfortunately, yeah, we had to go all the way to level 4, so it's been that much longer getting it all the way there. But we finally managed to do it. I ended up having to expand a whole bunch more residential out here, as you can see, but we're finally there. And yeah, we're going to get this set up in here, as well as we have this forestry maintenance building. Words are hard. We want to get this probably mixed in over here. But you can see that I did make an adjustment to the road and created a space in here where we can build a kind of a manufacturing type plant where we're going to make the paper and the plain goods. And we're going to get some extra assets put in here, and it's going to look really nice. That's going to all be part of the detailing montage that I'm about to put on for you, because that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start detailing all the stuff, the whole sawmill area, all of this whole extraction area, and the detailing in here. We're going to get this building all set up and good to go. Get all the forestry laid out exactly how we want it. And when we come back, I'm going to give you a little tour. Alrighty, folks, there you go. The detailing for this episode, at least, is in the books. Hope you enjoyed that little montage. I had a lot of fun doing it. The detailing in this forestry industry was a lot of fun. I had to resist the temptation to just keep going and finding one more bush to place and one more asset to kind of stick in a corner to make the place look even better. But I think it turned out pretty well, and I hope you like it as well. Before we go take a look at some of the details that we came up with, I just want to say I really like the feel of this town. You know, to get away from the grid feels good, but also the vibe I get from this Green Cities DLC, I think it's really great. I think it fits the feel of this space, but also it's just a great. The assets are just fantastic. I really like them. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. In the next episode, I want to take a look at actually kind of finalizing this town a bit more, working on this space in the middle that we've left behind and what that can mean, and filling in some of the last few places here, making some parks, things like that. But I do want to move up into these hills and take a look at some of the things we did. So we'll venture up here through the road, and this is the main office area to the industry. This is where maybe you got to file some paperwork, things like that. Threw a couple little things in here. You know, I couldn't resist doing a little foliage space in the middle to fill this in. One little thing I got inspired by towards the end that I really liked was this putting the little food truck in here and a little spot where people can pull off to the side, maybe grab a bite to eat before they head to work, or you know, maybe they're halfway done their shift and they need to come grab a bite to eat. Oh, jeez. Copper. He's in a hurry. All right. I also here, I just put a few trailers off to the side. I thought, you know, sometimes it'd be convenient to just not have to haul the trailer all the way through town and back to where you're going when it's just going to be going back and forth between picking up logs and dropping them off in this area. So I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. I considered making it even bigger and even doing a whole area where more of those could be parked, but I figured this was good enough. It was just subtle enough to get the job done. So let's head up again through the trees to our second section. And I didn't do a whole lot in here, honestly. Added a few pieces to the puzzle, and you know, couple of these little I don't even know what you call them, utility vehicles where they pick up logs and stuff. They're really cool looking. So I had a couple of those. They can transport and move stuff around. Thought they added a touch. You're going to see forklifts all over the place. And I did also add in some spaces here. I kind of continued the trees in a pattern around and through these spaces to kind of make it feel like, you know, even though the actual functional locations are limited to certain places, that it kind of continues. I considered actually clearing more stuff out here and making more of that. Maybe I will in the future, but I didn't want to get bogged down in it too much. Now our sawmill area, I really love the way this turned out. Again, you're going to see lots of cars and trucks and stuff kind of pulled off to the side of buildings and stuff. I feel like it really brings it together. People come up here to work, and that's where they go, right? Lots of different locations here, extra wood. You know, I kind of, in my head, thought of this as kind of an inspection area, so maybe this is some wood that will go through some inspections, things like that. We have lots of different vehicles doing drop-offs and pickups. We have our main sawmills here. We have, you know, kind of different areas around where the wood could be funneled in and then be sent through to create the planks or whatever. And then we have forklifts again, and so they all get kind of funneled into here, and then they could be taken out and sent over to, you know, places like this where they can be loaded up and sent for further production. Again, just a couple little things around here. I tried to just do a little bit of the greenage in certain areas to kind of make this place feel a little bit less sterile and I guess industrious. And yeah, these turned out really well. Also tried to get the flow of goods looking relatively good. I didn't want to fill in. I want to, you know, there's some open spaces, but I feel like you'd want that, right? Because you've got vehicles flowing through here, and you want to be able to have flexibility on where you need to move in order to go where you have to go. So yeah, I feel like I did the right touches to make this place come together without going overboard. And finally, the last location, which took some time, the most time for sure. We come all the way down here and follow this fella. He's gonna come all the way down here, and he's gonna end up in our main kind of manufacturing processing area. And this kind of links together in a bunch of different ways. We have the engineered wood plant over here. You can kind of see a flow of goods, raw materials being brought in, and the finished goods being sent back to the storage area back here where they can be loaded up and sent out. We have I don't know, these buildings here, I just really like the look of them. We've used them up in the Sawmill area. Feels like, there could be vehicle storage, it could be, storage of different supplies and stuff that might be needed on a regular basis. They have doors on each side, so you can potentially see brought in one side and then taken out the other as it's needed. Added in this really cool looking asset here. This is the sawdust storage area, so that'll functionally store products within the area and also just look really, really cool. Over here we have a bunch of different assets off the workshop actually, but these are really well done. You could just kind of envision, like, this kind of almost looks like a supply shed itself. But yeah, you could imagine different treatment on the wood, stuff like that. This is an area where, you could see the logs getting treated potentially or stripped down and then sent in to be made into different levels of planks, cut down, stuff like that, who knows. But yeah, there you go. Another area over here I just kind of manufactured myself. It's just kind of a storage area. Maybe this is, excess rejected logs, or maybe these are just waiting to, dry out a bit more, who knows. You can think of any kind of process you like. An area back here maybe where just trucks are waiting with their loads to be able to know where to go or stuff like that. Over here we linked together a couple of the log yards again, and have one of them filling up, one of them kind of emptying, and added in a few different pieces here again for moving the equipment to move stuff around, which I think looks nice. And then finally over here we have the biomass pellet plants. We've put a couple of them together, took down some of the walls in between so it all kind of flowed together, and I think it looks pretty good. I tried not to add too much. We have, again, lots of cars and stuff where people might be coming in to work, and then stuff like that. Just a few logs around the sides, and that's about it. Didn't really want to overdo it here with the details. So there you go, a little bit of foliage around the outside, and that's about it. So that is the end of our forestry industry for today, and I think it's looking pretty good. And as the sun sets once again over our town of Farewell, we've come to the end of another episode. I want to thank you all for joining me, because there are countless ways to spend your time, and the fact that you chose to spend yours watching this video all the way to the end means so much. If you enjoyed this video, it makes a world of difference if you take the time to drop a like and perhaps even a comment to help improve the video's engagement levels so more people can come find this series and enjoy it as well. And don't forget, tonight I'm going to be doing my first ever live stream on YouTube, where I'll be answering any questions you may have, as well as doing work on some small projects around Farewell and getting input from you guys on how you like to see our town develop in the future. So if you can, please come say hello and hang out. For now, you be sure to take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.